In this second step of preparing our recast framework, we're going to request dedicated storage space for our recast workflow inputs on EOS, and also request a dedicated GitLab project in the central recast GitLab area to store our recast workflow specs. So to do that, we just have to email the analysis preservation contact and request this dedicated storage space, as well as the dedicated GitLab project, and specifying our analysis ID, and also any users or groups who should be given read-write access to the recast storage space, or be added to the dedicated GitLab project as maintainers or developers. So I'll write that email, and currently that would be addressed to me, Danica, as I'm currently the analysis preservation contact. Okay, so that's more or less what the subject line could look like. It's a bit wordy, but oh well. Okay, so that's more or less what I need. And then in addition to that, I just need to specify any users or groups who should be given access to the EOS storage or added to the GitLab project. So I'll just add that as well. We also might want to give a service account read access to this EOS storage space in case we want to be able to run the recast workflow with a common service account. So maybe we'll add that in as well. And then lastly, which users should have, or should be added rather, to the GitLab project as maintainers. Okay, so I'll send that off. And then I'll just stop the recording for a moment to allow the analysis preservation contact to prepare the storage space and GitLab project. It looks like the analysis preservation contact has gotten back and said that our storage space has been created and our GitLab project has also been created here. So let's go and look at the GitLab project. So this project is eventually going to contain the recast specs for our recast workflow. So the workflow.yaml, steps.yaml, recast.yaml, and then also a GitLab CI job to automatically run the workflow to test it every time that new commits get pushed. So that's ready to go. And then we've also got our storage space set up. So the last thing that we want to do here is copy our recast workflow inputs into this dedicated storage space on EOS so that our recast workflow can read the inputs in from EOS using xrootd. So we can do that now. I've stored the inputs in this directory, recast inputs. So we've got 3 root T trees, a signal T tree with our input signal Monte Carlo with no cuts applied yet. And then we also have a background and data T trees that already have the event selection skimming applied. So they're already ready to be input to our statistical analysis framework. But the signal T tree still has to go through the event selection first. So I can go ahead and copy those to our dedicated storage area. Okay, it looks like they got copied. So let's just go into LX Plus and double check. Good, looks like the directory's there and yeah, it's got our inputs. So we should be good to go for the next step of our recast workflow setup.